Donald Trump has picked a convicted Capitol rioter to help lead America with our counterterrorism efforts. This is an individual by the name of Elias Irizarry. Elias Irizarry. And he is now with the Defense Department's Special Operations and Low Intensity Conflict Office, which oversees and advocates for special operations and irregular warfare throughout the Department of War to ensure these capabilities are resourced, ready, and properly employed in accordance with the National Defense Strategy. So, when the Capitol riot happened, when this guy broke the law, he was 19 years old. 19! When he took part in the Capitol riot. So, go ahead and do the math. That was 5 years ago, right? 5 years and 5 months. So this 24-and-a-half-year-old is now one of the people in charge of overseeing and advocating for special operations and irregular warfare throughout the Department of War. This criminal child is who the Trump administration said, you know what? This is the guy we need running things. I mean, the age part, honestly, bad enough. A 24-year-old kid. And I'm showing my age by calling a 24-year-old a kid, I know, but should never be in charge of things like that. They shouldn't even be close to being in charge of something like that. Those are the types of jobs that do require, I think, decades of experience. Know-how. If you're going to be in charge of planning special operations, then you yourself need to have been on special operations many times over a long and storied career. But no experience, no know-how, and a criminal record. That is the caliber of person that Donald Trump and his, acolytes throughout the administration, those are the kinds of people they are stacking our government with. Incompetent criminals. And they're also incompetent criminals, right? They weren't good at what they did. They all got caught, right? So just the worst of the worst of the worst of humanity here in the United States, calling the shots, running our wars, which are just nonstop at this point, and we're going to have one against Cuba probably any moment now. But this is sickening on so very many levels. Here is what one person from the administration had to say about this. In the case of rescue/extraction missions, it can place our special operators in some of the most complex and dangerous environments we ask of them. To put someone so junior and new to the Department of Defense and with such a checkered background into such a sensitive portfolio raises serious questions for leadership. Another reporter, well, that wasn't a reporter, but this is a reporter who actually covered Elias Irizarry's case when he was convicted, and here's what that reporter said. When I was a reporter at the Post and Courier, I covered the Elias Irizarry case. He was a cadet at the Citadel and was kicked out of the Senior Military College's Republican Society after January 6th. When I called him for a comment, he gave the phone to his mom. So just 5 years ago, poor little Elias was too terrified to talk to a reporter on the phone. So I'm going to give it to my mommy. Mom, the man wants to ask me a question. Now, fast forward 5 years, and this guy is in charge, or at least one of the people in charge, of counterterrorism efforts for the United States military. Bang-up job, administration. And this, of course, is why I say that when the next Democratic president gets into office, every single person at every single government agency, institution, whatever, every person has to be fired. They can reapply for their jobs and go back through so you can do the background checks and things like that and make sure they're one of the good ones, not one of these idiots. But clean house, everybody. I'm sorry. If you're not a MAGA type, just reapply and hopefully, they give it right back to you. But you can't fix this. You can't weed this out. The whole thing. Got to throw the baby out with the bathwater at this point. But they all have to go. And we'll just rebuild from the ground up. It'll take years. But the damage these people can do, if even just a couple of them remain, because you forgot to weed these ones out. If even just a few remain, like in this position here with Mr. Elias, that could be life or death for God knows how many people. That's not worth it. Fire them all. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.